Let's go down to Rome's. So, yeah, unfortunately, Minnesota Vikings came up a little bit short in Philadelphia, and we're here the morning after, just a little therapy session in the messy-ass garage, although it is slightly cleaner than it's been in recent days. Although, kid stuff is everywhere, man. It feels like you need to buy a second house just for all of their crap, but it's a video for another day. But waking up this morning, the result is what it is. You are what your record says you are, but I'm not going to lie. I understand I'm the pontificator of purple positivity, but I'm still feeling really damn good. And the fact that the Eagles did not beat the Vikings. They did. The Vikings beat themselves yet again. 4 freaking turnovers, 3 against Tampa Bay. So you have 7 turnovers on the season through 2 games, and you've lost both games by a combined 9 points, right? And here's the thing. So when you made point differential such a big deal last season, we get to use it in the reverse direction this year, man. All right, so the Vikings losing these close games, largely self-inflicted wounds, and there's a lot to be positive about. Like, I understand 0-2, 0-2, 0-2, and it seems like a lot of people just want to be negative by nature. Ooh, that'd be a good name for a band. But tell me something about the passing game that you don't like. And the fact that they're doing it with their third string left tackle, Bradbury is out, Schlutman is in, and the fact that you did have the strip sack, which really sparked the Philly rally at the start of the second half. But the things that they're doing with Justin Jefferson and Addison and TJ and Kirk Cousins playing at a high level, it's really damn good. Plus, they're doing all of that in the absence of a running game. And Madison has struggled. The offensive line has struggled. But the Vikings are still slinging the ball all over the yard. And JJ is a big reason for that because he's beaten press coverage, he's beating double teams, he's beating brackets and triple teams, and also he's getting all that attention, and other dudes are completely wide open, whether it be Addison, KJ when he's not dropping things, come on, man, as well as Hawkinson had himself a fantastic evening last night. And also the defense, like the defense is 180 degrees from last season, where it just felt like they couldn't stop anyone. And yes, definitely issues against the run, but you can shore that up. Whether it's adding size on the inside or adjusting some things up front, I have faith. Ivan Pace Jr. looks like a future Pro Bowler in the making. Jordan Hicks looks rejuvenated. Danielle Hunter already has 4 sacks through 2 games. He's looking like a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Murphy is great in coverage. Not so much at tackling. Cameron Beasley is playing fantastic, man. So there's a lot to love about the Brian Flores defense. And be like, oh, but what about the 2 big plays that Devontae Smith had? Yes, we said that was going to happen. The entire offseason, we said that this defense overnight was not going to become the 85 Bears or 2000 Ravens or 2002 Bucks. And they were going to get beat on some big plays occasionally because when you play press man across the board and you're singling up all the receivers and you're bringing extra bodies, 5-6 blitzers, and you're playing either single high or zero coverage on the back end, you are going to get beat for some big plays every now and then. But that's okay. That is okay. It's like the Golden State Warriors, living by the 3, dying by the 3. I am okay because when it's on, it is on. And this defense is super opportunistic. This defense can get themselves a big-time play. They completely had Jalen Hurts in jail last night. And I think that Brian Flores in this defense, like, you can win a lot of games with this D. Now, fixing things. Well, now you have 10 days, so hopefully Darrisaw's ankle gets right. Hopefully Bradbury's back gets good to go. It is now finally the freaking time to bring in Dalton Reisner or other outside free agent help. You already missed on Jason Peters, but shore up the depth and go from there. Defensively, playing Kairos Tonga on the nose, which is something that we've been whining about basically all training camp. Do that more. Sign a guy like Linval Joseph, someone who can just gum up the middle and can give Hicks and Pace free reign to scrape. And it's not like they're missing tackles. It's not like they're blowing assignments. They're literally just moving off the line of scrimmage. And yes, I mean, you give a lot of credit to the Eagles' offensive line, which is probably the best O-line in the game. Also, DeAndre Swift, you're realizing all of that, second-round pick potential in one freaking night, man. Like, this is it. Like, that was DeAndre Swift's Super Bowl. It's crazy. But What's going to happen up front is they'll shift around a little bit. They'll get back to good. I have full faith in the growing and showing of this defense, as well as Brian Flores getting his stuff in order. So I'm hopeful. Like, think of where the Vikings were after the Week 2 Monday night loss in Philly, losing 24-7. That was so deflating, but this team rallied and they finished 13-4. And then guess what? This team is better than last year. And yeah, last year was a lot of fun, and there is skill when it comes to winning close games, getting that one play when you need it. But I mean, it was a magic carpet ride. Like, it was a hot craps roll when we finally sevened out. But this year's team can travel. This year's team can make adjustments well. This year's team, if they can just shore up the trenches on the fly in midseason, which is a big time ask, can do a lot of things. And as long as you got Kirk and JJ and Addison and TJ, you're going to have a puncher's chance no matter what. Flores' defense is going to get after the quarterback's ass. It's a passer and stop the passer league, and the Vikings can do both. But you got to figure things out along the O-line and D-line, and we'll see what happens there. But, I mean, as excited as you can be about an 0-2 team, it's like the Vikings beat themselves. They easily could be 2-0. If they didn't commit all those turnovers, they easily win in Tampa. And guess what? So JJ extending that ball over the pylon, going through the end zone for a touchback. Took 7 off the board for the Vikings. And then it gave the Eagles the ball. They marched down, kicked a 61 freaking yard field goal. That was a 10-point swing at halftime in a game that was decided by 6 points. And also that strip sack of Kirk at the start of the second half, set up the touchdown, and then the floodgates broke for a little bit. They had the long Devontae Smith touchdown, but the Vikings lost that game themselves. They did. They don't commit all those boneheaded turnovers. They get the win. So that's the thing too. That's what's frustrating about this team, and that's what gives you hope. It's another double-edged sword, but hey, it's what the sign says. Believe. Believe. This team is way too talented to tank, and once this team gets their ish together, they will be dangerous. Dangerous, man. And like I said before, hey, once the Vikings get eliminated from playoff contention, I will be the first one on the Caleb Williams parade bandwagon, man. I will. But as long as you got breath in your lungs, as long as you got a little fight left in you, just get your ass in the tournament. And we've seen throughout NFL history what a hot, low-seeded team can do. And this team with their pass rush, this team with their passing game, no one wants any piece of the Vikings. They really don't. And it's a long-ass season. And a lot of people start looking at the schedule when you had Tampa at home, at Philly, then you're hosting the Chargers, and then you're at Carolina. A lot of people predicted 2-2. It doesn't matter how you get to 2-2, man. That's right. So I'm still fired up. Anyways, that's it. Raw, real garage rant. You know what to do. Skull, no production value.